Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to our pYanodon's playthrough, Season 3. We're having a good time so far. In our last episode, we got some Helmut stuff figured out, a few bugs figured out. I did report all of those. And after the episode was over, we played a little bit longer, and I put together this build in Helmut, which is So this is a sub block that is here in order to make tar, and it's an input based one. So it's like we type in how much raw coal we wanted, and then that gives us tar, and then basically I calculated backwards. So this is a trick that I use in Helmut. You can use it in Factory Planner and all sorts of other things. You start out with like, okay, what's a full belt of raw coal do? And then it uses that to make these things, and then we use that coal to make more coal gas and tar and coke. And then we also use the coal gas to make syngas, which is another big source of tar. So what happens here is you get all of the tar possible from 15 raw coal. We could process the coke as well, but that's such a small amount of tar that I don't think it's quite worth it. We'd rather have the coke. So then what you can do to get this to a number that you want it to be, basically you're picking the output number even though you're doing an input based build, is you just do math, right? And so we know we have 132.3 if we have 15 input. So what we do is we divide by 132.3, and that would bring us down to 1 tar per second, and then we multiply by 100 to get 100 tar per second. Boom, 100 tar per second done, and it gives you the exact amount of input you need to make that happen. And then it also, gets all the factories to the right numbers and stuff. So this will be our tar production line and syngas production line. Basically, that's the same line right now. And then what we'll do is with that tar, we will have all sorts of goodies. One thing I might do, because 2 different things need water here, what I might do is just a water source. If it goes there, will that work? Because this whole thing is a product input. I wonder if I can I? How do I get this just right? Because we need to make the right amount of steam is the problem. That's required in all of the following steps. And it's hard to get that right. How do we do this? Yeah, math is the solution to all of Factorio's problems. How do we do this? Because basically we're input based, but then we also want to add a calculation to produce one of the other inputs that we need. And I'm also not sure, I think we need a reset here. Yeah, now it'll use up all the tar. That's what we wanted. And basically we need something that then produces 270 steam from raw coal. So how do we do that? Do we make a new block? Do we make it a producer block? Is that what producer blocks are for, maybe? Oh, well, we definitely need to link it one way or another. Basically, I want this to see that we need 250 steam, and to make that happen. I don't know if that's possible. Obviously, I can type in 250 here. Or 270, sorry, 270. I'm not a fan of Factory Planner. Sue me. I am curious, what is this about? Oh, it's just the 1 recipe per second thing again. That's what that is. This normally the issue here is that I don't think it has anything to do with Steam Lodro. I think this is just that I'm trying to produce one of the other inputs in an input-based thing in the middle of the block. And I don't know if that's possible. Like, for example, that would be like me trying to say, because here we set the input of 15 iron ore, and then it's telling me I will need 1.25 raw coal as well. So this would be like me trying to figure out how many miners I need to create that raw coal. And that's like, it doesn't work, I don't think, anywhere. Oh, there it is. So a producer block underneath it seems to do the right number. Haha. So that's what producer block is for. So then what that means is, theoretically, if we have our boilers underneath, like these, I make it a block, and I tell you to be a producer block. No! Why did that not work? The other one worked. Maybe that one is about temperature not working correctly. Oh, I didn't link it. That didn't fix it either. Feel like there is a way to do this somehow. It is possible the steam temperature is the problem, though I didn't have issues with the temperature not linking within one block. So because yeah, that seemed to be how it worked over here. Let's what would be another, let's just double check that that's actually how it works, and then we can kind of confirm the steam temperature is a problem. So like, let's say we were making steam engines, ingredient input, and we wanted to figure out how many steam engines can I make with 15 pipes, and then that tells us we're going to need 30 iron plates. I want to make a block to make those iron plates that we need for the ingredient input. So then maybe we do this guy out of iron oxide, we put it underneath, we make it its own block, we link it, and we change it to producer block, and that did work. So that seems to be working properly. If you put a producer block underneath the ingredient input, it backfills what you needed for the input, which is super handy. This is something you used to not be able to do in Hellmod. So cheers to Hellfema for adding that in, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be working with this steam idea here, because this is a block that should be making steam in the exact same way, but it doesn't seem to be properly connecting the steam product to this. So I will write down the timestamp to 2340 about, add to my reports, because it seems like the function is working properly and this is a steam temperature problem, which is interesting because the steam temperature problem doesn't exist with, like, if we just want to do, I don't know, some tar cracking recipe. I guess that's in petroleum handling? No. Where's the recipe? All the recipes that make... I guess it's an ingredient of tar. My bad. Yeah, like this one. So, like, let's say we were doing that. By the way, what is this? I just saw this for the first time. Rich clay from tar, steam, and raw coal. This is, like, absurdly expensive. Why would you ever use this? I guess because you want some carbolic oil, but you get carbolic oil from doing that other one. We get carbolic oil from this block. So I don't really know why you do it the other. I guess maybe it makes more carbolic oil per tar. I don't know. No, because this is 100 tar making 10 carbolic oil, and this is 100 tar making 15 carbolic oil, plus all sorts of other amazing things that you want. And it's also 100 steam. So yeah, I can't really... I guess if... I don't know why you would use this. Maybe for rich clay, but there are other ways to get rich clay as well that I feel like are cheaper. Anyway, the whole point I'm getting at here is if we're doing the normal mode where we're setting the output, you know, I want 70 coal gas, this meets the need for that, and we need to meet the need for boiler steam. Like, that does work. It does link properly. I guess the question is, does it link between blocks properly? And it seems like it does. So that's confusing, because it seems to be catching that this steam is the thing that we need here. So it is noticing that these are the same temperature. So then it really doesn't make sense why it's not linking the producer block idea, given that it seems to work in a sub block. Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna move on. I am needing to have those boilers though, so we'll just manually type it in. But yes. Anyway, we need to actually add the boiler recipe. Still feel like there's a way to do this, but maybe I'm being too hopeful. Just, it feels like it should magically work, but it's not, sadly. Does it need to be at the very bottom, maybe? No, that didn't fix it either. Alright, fine. We'll just type 270. Ooh. Oh, wait, that was shift-clicked. Does that have something to do with it? Yeah, it's like not even showing up over here as 0, which is interesting. It's also weird that you can manually type something there, and then when you switch it, it leaves the little star on the icon, but then you can't remove the little star on the icon. Huh. Anyway, we want 270 as the output. Input is raw coal. Nope, I don't change that there. I change that here. Raw coal. And then we have to unlink it. Yeah, that should have worked in producer mode, so that would be the normal way to do it, but this is fine. We get all the numbers we want. Here are the final outputs. Look at all that deliciousness we get. So I think first I want to build... It's also weird the icons are missing from these. The water to steam recipe seems to be missing the steam icon, is what it would be showing, I guess. Is there a way to set the icon to be what you want? I feel like there is, and I don't remember how to do it. do we do that? I don't think it's in here. I swear there was a way to set the icon. Maybe not. Anyway, I already crafted all these things. You can hit the summary button here and see all the buildings, and we already crafted all of it. So we're ready to build. I swear you could set the icon, but maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think it's any of these. Bug report. Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, I don't see a way to do it. Add technology. Oh, I forgot. You can add techs to, like, get their research cost. Okay, well, anyway, it is at 3050 is the bug for icons. So yeah, the icons just aren't showing up is the bug. Water to steam for some reason doesn't have an icon, even though it kind of does in the game. You know, when you add the recipe for steam, like that should be the icon that shows up, I think. So, all right, so yeah, the end goal here is to build this first. No, that's what we're doing. The end goal is just to get all of this stuff, which is mainly aromatics for zinc, creosote for a couple various things. The main one is treated wood needs creosote, and I think there's one other use for creosote that we have that we need for circuits. What is it? It's for treated wood, and I guess that's it for now. If we want to make the limestone tiles, we'll use it for that as well. And then to make a lot of coke, which is used just in a lot of various stuff, we need it for carbon dioxide, we need it for making graphite, we need it for making acetylene, which is for mining lead. Or no, it's for mining titanium. Maybe it's for mining both. And it's for syngas, which we're going to use as a fluid fuel and for other various purposes. So all of this stuff is necessary, and the gasoline will also be great as a fluid fuel. So, but it's mainly for aromatics, I guess, technically. And coke. Can pitch do something else? Am I forgetting? I know there's a stone brick recipe with pitch. We need it for asphalt. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like there was a different product that came out of this last time. Was it this anthracene thing? Wait, we can also make straight gasoline from anthracene? Gosh, that feels like it's new as well, but we need the ionic upgrader. We need equal parts anthracene and hydrogen. This feels better though, because we get coke out of it. Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, I guess the other main use for anthracene was the carbon black later, but we are not at trains yet. No. We are very far from trains. So I guess the first thing we need to do is bring all the belts of raw coal. So I guess we do need a lot more burner mining drills. So let's craft all those. I don't even know how many. But a lot. And more stone. Oh no, my inventory. Let's upgrade. Let's actually do 2 more. We'll just use our science on that now that science is fully automated. And I also have some text plates here, which I'll explain in a minute. Let me clean up the inventory a smidge. It already is pretty clean, actually. I mean, I don't need... I guess we can have the useful building dump chest, because I don't need those 3 right now. So they are just taking up slots. I don't need a tailings pond. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna need 4 belts of coal, roughly. 55, yeah. It's not even 3.5, it's a full 4 belts. Which is gonna be this many. I need 40 drills. And we have 29. Okay, so that'll be 40. And we'll go up to that raw coal. Yeah, aromatics are for zinc. And then we'll bring the belts down and over. And we'll probably do this area hereabouts. So we'll clear all this out. The bots are not going to be happy that my inventory's full already. So we'll have to clear out some more stuff. I don't really need all of these right now. What are they doing? They're going farthest away first? They're not smart like the new bots. Oh gosh, and they're pathing through the forest. It's a little bit of a train wreck. I need grenades. There are dinosaurs in Pi. Muzarek, I'm glad you've been enjoying the pYanodon's for Christmas. It's not possible to speedrun Pi, you say, Sviplet? That's not quite true. Simon did it. 250 or 260 hours, something like that. And remember, we're allowed to do this now because we, Can I craft more construction bots? No, we need circuits. We're allowed to do this now because of having automated wood. So this isn't really getting me anything that I need. I guess I can help out. Yeah, I really don't like how far they go. I actually think they go far enough that it's more of a downside than an upside, to be honest. I actually wish their range was smaller. 260 hours is not speed. I mean, it is when it's, you know, 4 times faster than most people finish a game. A speedrun's a speedrun. You know, there are lots of speedruns of games that are well over 100 hours. Why should Factorio be any different? Okay, am I really taking out this whole forest? I don't think so. We'll just probably stop about there. Yeah, Nephrum's is getting space age down to 10 hours, I'm imagining. I think we'll come over and down. So that means we're gonna have 4 belts that we're gonna need to delete trees for. We'll let the bots handle all of that. No! Ah. Just built an extra line. I thought I'd be fine running up and clicking the button, but then I ran into a tree and it moved me sideways, and then we built it in the wrong spot. Alright, so something like this. We are going to collect the ash locally until we have electric miners, which might be a bad idea, but it's what I'm doing. So, sue me. Sue me. Alright, but please don't. Oh, the text plates. We'll deal with that in a minute. So, one thing I do want to do in this series is I want to involve the name randomizer a bit better. It's a Patreon perk that I have, and I always, I always talk about it and then I never actually do it, and it works great for stuff like train stop names or you know, there's a few other spots where it makes a lot of sense to use, but I just feel like I need to use it in more than just train stops. First of all, because we're not going to see trains for 100 hours. And second of all, just because it feels like it's not quite enough opportunities. So I'm going to have a little Patreon garden, or I don't know what exactly to call it, but something like that. What are they bots doing? They're going so far away once they get locked into an idea. Look at this. This is not good. Maybe if I turn them off, they'll all come home after their next order and we can kind of reset them. What are they even? Where are they? Oh my gosh. Come home, dudes. Okay, there's 2. There's 3. There they are. They're getting stuck in the forest. They're unionizing. I hope not. Oh my goodness. Okay, well there's 7 of my 10. 9. Oh my gosh. This is a mess. This is a mess. I wish I had nanobots. Though if I was doing this with nanobots, it would probably still take longer despite all this chaos. Because nanobots are pretty slow until you get a couple of the upgrades for their firing speed. But yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and let them do their thing for a minute. But yeah, basically I'm gonna make a Patreon garden where we'll put name randomizers every episode or 2, and then that way the names can show up in more places than just train stops and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't like to plug my stuff constantly. I'm not that kind of content creator. Like, if I'm just always like and subscribe, you know, that's not my jam. It is true that it's helpful. Like, I won't lie. There's a reason that content creators say that. But I never want to be a pushy person. Like, I don't want to push my viewers to do something they wouldn't already want to do. So if anything, the only reason I would bring it up is just as a reminder that it exists. Because sometimes, you know, we forget about things. But like a call to action, it's like, well, I don't want to tell people to subscribe to me if they don't want to subscribe to me. And if they want to subscribe to me, they probably already have subscribed to me. So what is me saying like and subscribe actually going to do other than pressure people who weren't already going to do it? So for me, it's mostly just a reminder thing of like, hey, these things exist. If you're interested, check them out. You know, like with the Patreon, I am a full-time content creator. That is the best way to support me. And there are some perks like getting your name in the credits and the Zen Garden that we're going to create in this run and some other things. And, you know, it's mostly for support though. If you feel like, you know, you're appreciating the content that I make and you want to support me financially, that's great. If you, and some people don't, if you don't have the money to do it, then don't do it, right? Like, there's zero pressure. I'm just some guy on the internet, right? Like, I don't know. I think the pressure that some people put on these things is very unhelpful. But I do really appreciate all of my patrons, and it really does help financially. Being a full-time content creator, the Patreon is one of the things that helps put food on the table. So if you're interested, you can go check it out, patreon.com/Krydex. The other way, there are a couple other ways to support, which is like, you know, Twitch subs is certainly a thing as well. And you do get, now this is one that some of you might not know, so I will say it. If you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you have an Amazon Prime Twitch sub, 1 per month for free, that you don't have to pay for. And so you should give somebody that sub. If not me, then somebody. Go give that sub to somebody, because it doesn't cost you anything, it costs Amazon something. So you're not having to pay any extra, and you can give somebody a couple bucks. So definitely give somebody your Twitch Prime sub. Doesn't have to be me, but you know, stick it to the man a little bit by giving out your Prime sub. Imagine if everybody, this is a crazy thought. What is happening here? Couldn't take out that tree? Like, imagine if everybody who subscribed to Amazon Prime who doesn't know anything about Twitch, which is probably most people who subscribe to Amazon Prime, imagine if they all gave out their Twitch subs on the same day. The Amazon financials would be like in total shambles. Oh, we ran out of belts. It would be in total shambles. Okay, so anyway, we need a lot more belts, and then we will continue this nonsense. And yes, J7 will get your name in game as well. The Patreon Zen Garden will be a separate location than the Twitch name in game redemptions. The Twitch name in game redemptions I usually do in some sort of tile, and that goes in the base, generally in a random spot. Sometimes I allow requests, sometimes I just put it wherever. Kind of depends. Sometimes I'll make them in things other than belts, but wow, we have a lot of coke already. I forget, is that a problem that coke is backed up? I don't think it is down here. It is a problem if the other one backs up too, and we're not needing steel, because then we won't get coal gas for aluminum. So I just have to keep track of that. We'll be changing all that soon. What I need right now is belts. What I need right now is belts. All the belts. Do I need anything else? I need to get rid of all this wood. And then I think we're good after that. Also, I have a 37 boiler. Okay. I didn't remember if we needed 38. I want an even number. Boilers, whatever it is that I do. Also, this is not going to be enough inserters. I already know that. Let me grab more before we forget. This isn't going to be nowhere near enough inserters. Let that go to one more slot. All right, sweet. That's 10 more inventory slots that we just researched. That feels good. Let's do a couple movement speeds as well. Get going a little bit faster. Because yeah, movement speed is one of those things that you never are really I mean, you sometimes notice. I shouldn't say that. You definitely notice sometimes that you're walking slow or whatever. Especially when you go off of a tile. I feel like that's when you really notice. But it really adds up over the course of hundreds of hours, right? 5% movement speed is not really enough to be felt unless you're running for a long time and you watch as the research finishes. You might notice it. But if you imagine that it saves you half a second here and then half a second there and then a whole second somewhere else, and then, you know, it's like all of those are going to add up to multiple minutes worth of time save over the course of your playthrough. It's one of those fun, I love little bonuses like that, especially when there's lots of types of them in a game, because then they start to add up and you actually feel like they matter. Ah, crap. We didn't copy our mining for coal, and now I can't see it because we don't have radar yet. Do I run back or do I remake it? I think we can remake it pretty easy. Yeah, exoskeletons, you notice the difference, of course, because they're like 30% a piece, so you often have more than 100% movement speed. So that you definitely notice. No, this is nowhere near what the build was, right? Actually, no, it is kind of close, because I think it was like this. And then it's grabbing from its own. I already forgot what I set up. Is that what we set up? Ugh, I'm gonna run back over. At least we have a highway. Go a little faster. Though I bet we're gonna go faster if we do diagonal. Get that hypotenuse going, baby. I am curious what's faster. The extra belt speed or the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse gets you going about, what is it, like 30% faster or something? Roughly. Because you only have to go 1.4 units instead of 2 units. And then you divide that. What actually is the... You guys know I like math. So it'd be square root of 2 divided by 2. If I can find the square root button. There's no square root button. Okay, so we just do 2 to the power of 0.5, divide by 2. So it's that, but that's the amount of time it takes you, so the bonus speed would be that to the -1 power. So it's 40... Oh! That actually makes a lot of sense. The speed bonus you get from taking the hypotenuse is the square root of 2 as a percentage. So 40% faster. So the question is, does a transport belt make you walk 40% faster or not? If it's more than 40%, it would be faster to take the corner on the belts. Hey, Aries, thanks for the follow. Okay, so what did I do here? Oh, that is exactly what I did. Okay, well, now I feel stupid because we just wasted our time. For some reason, I thought we had done something different, but we did not. So, plop that in there for now. And back we go. This is pYanodon's. This is the Zen Garden. We just gotta enjoy the journey. We're not here to get things done. We're here to have fun. And be on the journey together. And the water... Where are we gonna get the water for over here? I'll probably... Feels like it's about equidistant. I'll probably come from the starting pond. No! I didn't mean to do that. Cancel. Just trying to get the trees away from it. So something's weird. Something weird is going on. You guys might be noticing this. I don't know if you can. But when I'm running diagonal, the screen is not moving diagonally. It's like jittering horizontally and vertically. I don't know if you guys can notice that on Twitch or not, but something weird is happening when I run diagonal. I don't know what's up with that. Has that always been a thing in Factorio? Is it just at this exact movement speed that it's a weird thing? I don't know. Anyway, someone had suggested in a comment, because remember the issue with this build is that it's going to give me slightly less than one full belt, because this one is going to take an extra coal once in a while. So what someone recommended is we just flip the last one. And then this one should always be topping up the belt. And I think that's a good idea. So... I mean, really, if anything, the only one that needs to be different is the first one. And the rest can be the normal way. So maybe we should just do it. No, we'll just flip the last one. Can I make pumps yet? Yeah, you get pumps pretty early nowadays in Pi. Okay, so I need... Gosh, this is a nice and big coal patch. I'm sure we'll put electric miners on it someday. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be 4 belts of raw coal right there. And the thing that we need to do, what I didn't do was make 1,000,000 chests, which is what we're gonna need for all the ash. Because this is gonna make a lot of ash. Like a lot. Someday, how far are they? Electric miners come not when you get circuits, but they come after that. They come when you get Pi 1 science, I think. Yeah. So we need Pi 1 science. which is not that far after circuits, but it does require a whole Vrouk setup and everything, so it's still pretty far. Don't think about electric miners. we don't talk about electric miners. And actually, because of the way that we were tiling these, we had one tile of overlap already, so I can safely space these like this. This actually works out okay. So that should make, and I'll just super force build over all of the ones on the end. That should make this work out just fine. No, we also won't get sheds or warehouses for a long time. Warehouses don't come until Pi 1 packs as well. And they're very nice, but we will not have them for a long time. What I will have is as soon as we get steel chests. Wait, why do I not? Hold on. Something wrong? Oh, they're just in a different spot. It's extremely expensive because I do not have a good steel recipe yet, but I can merge steel chests because I have the merging chests mod, and that allows me to make bigger chests if I need it for like inserter shenanigans. They're not great for storage right now because you would need a huge block of them. I have a multiplier set for the merged chests that's like only a quarter of the sum. And the reason is because you actually want fewer storage slots for UPS concerns for like train stops. You don't need a ton of slots in most of your train stops. So if you're using the giant warehouses that have, you know, 2,000 slots or whatever, you're actually going to end up lagging your game far more than you need to if you're only using 100 slots or less most of the time anyway. So merged chests is like a great mod because you can make large size in terms of their footprint deposit chest warehouse things, or you can even have rectangular ones, which are nice for train stops, but they don't have a ton of slots, and you can modify that as desired. So that's what we're doing for train stops, but again, that'll be a long time in the future. All right, let's get these all started. Yeah, Scrub Zone, Bob's Inserters is also one of my favorites. I really enjoy being able to play with the inserter drop-offs and stuff. I feel like it adds more to the game. A lot of people argue it makes the game, you know, worse, not better, but I like it. All right, so then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to combine each of these into a belt. So let me copy that. Now, how much are we talking for ash? 6.667. All right, so that means, oops, I meant to do that again. So per hour, we're doing 24 stacks an hour. We're also gonna need how many inserters to deal with that? That's about 10 inserters. 24 stacks an hour. So each of these is about an hour of filling. So what's that? That is 30. These are a little more than an hour though, because it's an extra third. So these are an hour and 20 minutes each. So that's really like 40 hours worth. Okay, that feels like enough. What's the easiest way to do this? Let's do the ash belt here. And then this one doesn't actually need an underground. They can all just go on one side of the belt, so they shall. And then this will just be a very large stockpile of ash. Technically, this isn't going to be perfect because once we have fewer than like 6, maybe 7 or 8 available, the rate that these can put ash in isn't going to be enough. So if I make these last ones doubled, that'll be a little bit better. Sviplet, the reason we needed to switch the last miner is because if we had it this way, right, the miner is outputting the final raw coal on the belt, so the belt will be fully compressed in this region, but then once in a while, this inserter will have to fuel the miner with a piece of coal from the fully compressed belt, and then there's no more coal getting put on the belt after it. So it would de-fully compress it. It would unfully compress it. So the last one needs to be taking coal from the belt before it puts coal onto the belt to fully compress it. And the first one obviously needs to be this way, otherwise the first one isn't getting fueled. So the ones in the middle don't really matter that much, but the last one has to be this way and the first one has to be that way. Everything in between is fine. Wait, what am I doing? That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay. And then now here's the question. So this is our Zen Garden Pie playthrough, right? So I do care about aesthetics. Not so much that I'm gonna like bend over backwards to make it happen every time, but for something like this, should I bring them together into 4 and then come down, or should I just go straight down and turn the corner into this bus? That's the real question. You know, because I could do something like this and then bring them all together over here. Gordian knot. Okay, you guys are all voting straight down. And I think I just wanted to see kind of what that looked like. But I think you guys are right. I think that'll look better. I mean, I have the space, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, fewest number of changes in direction is usually the best. You'd move the 4 belt up. Well, there's an idea. So that it just magically merges. So you'd move this up to here. I'm on board with that idea. I'm on board with that. The problem is it'll be a little messed up when we get our electric miners. So I maybe should go down a little further so that we don't have to redo where the belts are sitting once we are using electric miners. So I'll come down to here. And the only reason I put all these back here is just so I could have them all in a nice block. If I had started all the way to the edge of the patch, we would have had to move them. Okay, so now we're gonna have to cut all of this. Move it up. Our bots are not gonna be happy with me, especially because they don't do the jobs closest first, which is very annoying. But that's... we're just gonna have to deal with, I guess. What's up, Taronin? We are working on the tar build today, tar processing, and it starts with 4 belts of raw coal. I may be going overboard a little bit. The reason I'm doing it is because we will want 4 belts of raw coal eventually, one way or another. So I'm not wasting that much time and energy. And by doing this, we get a lot more coke than we normally would have in the early game. Like, it's all stuff that I'll use one way or another, so I don't think I'm really wasting that much time. With something like iron, I think you can waste time by building it too big too early. But I think with something like this, it'll mostly pay off. Because you guys, you know, a lot of you have played enough Factorio to know, like, oh, building bigger is always better. But in pYanodon's, it's really not. You can punish... I mean... like, the biggest downside to building too big is that you just wasted time and energy and base footprint. So it's like, it's not the end of the world if you build too big. But there's a lot of things where if you build bigger than you need to, it really is just a waste. And you could actually get further faster and have a better stuff faster by not building as big, you know. So you really can go too big. For example, our circuit stuff, we already know how stupid expensive they are. If I actually wanted 1 circuit per second, that would be too big. I don't have any need for 1 circuit per second, and building that big would take me so long. I mean, you know, you need 133 sap extractors and just, you know, absurd amounts of stuff. And I don't have a need for 1 circuit per second. Most of the build would just end up backed up most of the time, and then I would just be sitting there having wasted 40 hours of, you know, whatever it is I did. So there is some amount of overbuilding that's not gonna pay you off, and it costs you something. Now, is there a button on this that opens? I don't think there is. I kind of wish there was like a button that would take me back to the Hellmod window of this block. But I don't think there is. That would be a cool feature, actually. Yeah, exactly, J7. That's why Pi is hard. Now, I do want to add, for those who are freaking out because they don't know pYanodon's, about what we were just talking about. You can get to 1 circuit per second fairly easily. The reason... I kind of only half finished my thought. The real reason why it's a waste of time to do 1 circuit per second here is because once you have circuits and once you have the next science pack, a lot of these things get upgrades. You get better ways to make sap. Maybe, actually, I don't know if you get better ways to make sap, but you get better ways to make fiber. You get better ways to make CO2. You get better ways to make methane. You get better ways to make all the plates. So many things get upgrades at each tech level, or at least every other tech level, that it's better to build small, get to the next tech level, then get the upgrades, then you upgrade your build. That tends to be the rhythm for pYanodon's. And sometimes you want to build big. Is this a gap? Uh-oh. I was worried about that. So the reason for that is these don't have really an output buffer. What's the way to fix this? I really don't like this. I was hopeful that we wouldn't deal with this problem. The issue is that these don't have a very big output buffer. They only buffer one raw coal. If they even buffered 2, we would be fine. But the problem is when this inserter takes one at just the wrong time, so that there's a gap of 2 raw coal in a row, and then this one fills one of those gaps, but by the time it mines the next raw coal, the gap is already past it. There's probably an easy way to do this. If I do something like this... no, it needs to be one sooner. Shoot. I know this one's orphaned right now, but hear me out. So something like this actually fixes it. Okay, you can't flip those like fluids now. So this actually would fix it, right? Because now we have a little bit of a buffer on that final one, so we're okay. Adding another miner wouldn't fix it, J7. It would make the holes more infrequent, but it would technically still be possible to have holes, I think. Well, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not actually... It might... Because if it's... No, it would still be possible to have holes. So this fixes it, but now we have an ash problem on this final miner. And I'm not exactly sure what we can do to fix that. If the ash was here, I can move this last one to there. Okay, so I think that's the fix. It's a little wonky, but it works. Rotate the final miner down. That could work as well. I like that method. Let's try that method. So we go back to what we had before. I have too much rock coal in my inventory. I'll just delete 1,000 rock coal. Not that... That's how useless rock coal is. I don't even care. Just delete 1,500. Why not? Pi hard mode, by the way, does not let you do that. Pi hard mode says, yep, now those items are all on the ground. To be fair, I don't find that to be the most interesting. I like the idea of hard mode and needing to use byproducts, but the difference of that particular piece of hard mode, I don't know if I am on board with, because I could just leave the chest there. Like, it feels like you can already use dump chests, so the fact that you can't shoot them is not that big of a deal, because you can always just add more dump chests. It just means your base becomes littered with more dump chests everywhere. I guess maybe the annoyance of that is the idea of, like, you can't even delete your dump chests. That's kind of the point of hard mode. Anyway, we rotate this down, and then we can buffer like this. And then we have what should be a very full belt. So we'll take that and we will super force build over the other ones. Okay. Yeah, that was a good idea, Aylor. I approve of this message. You need to do the same on the right-hand lane. Yeah, we sure do. I don't know why I completely ignored the right-hand lane. Completely. Why did I do that? I don't know. Why did I think I only was gonna have the issue on one? I think that's enough of a buffer, honestly. Because that's a buffer of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and the one that the miner is holding, waiting to dump. So I actually think that's good enough. Okay, that should produce 4 fully... It's also funny. I mean, it's nice to have a fully compressed belt. I might appreciate it later, but I don't need 4 fully compressed belts. I only need, you know, slightly less than 4 fully compressed belts. So yeah, super force build is one of the best things to come out of Factorio 2.0 for sure. All right, I'm gonna take a screenshot. I feel like this is the screenshot for the build, or maybe the boilers will be, because I think we'll probably finish that before the end of the episode. And we need to get our Zen gardens started. I want to do that before the end of the episode too. And we're already an hour into the episode, so I don't know where we're gonna find time for all these things. Was that my car back there? No, my car's in my inventory. I completely forgot we had a car. That's embarrassing. I could have been driving around in my car this whole time, but no. Okay, now where do we want the Zen garden? The actual Zen garden. The whole game is the Zen garden, but you know. I think I don't want to get too in the way of the base because I want the Zen garden to be a little bigger. So I'm thinking down here is a good spot for now. For now, we're just gonna need some stone brick. We've got some, and we'll decorate it with other types of tiles later. and we'll get water fill going so we can make little ponds and stuff. And I might even go as far as to go into the editor to hand place some trees, because one thing I don't think you can do is hand place trees, even in Pi. So for now, I guess I'll do like a little... I'll do like a border. And we'll probably have to make it bigger than this. We may need to add a second one at some point rather than just make it bigger. But I'll leave room for expanding this. We won't build the base right next to this. And then so I've randomized the name of Patreon subscribers who are at the tier. It's like the $5 tier and up. You get your name in the name randomizer, and we will go through adding one every episode or two until we have all of them. So this will honor all of the patrons. The first one on the list is Synthus, who also showed up in our Space Age playthrough as the name of one of our spaceships. So congratulations, Synthus. You are the first to live in the Zen Garden. I feel like we should put some other sort of decoration in here, but I don't know what we can do. I don't know how to decorate with the tools that we have available. Maybe I can do some little party circles. Okay, let's move this in by 2 more tiles so we have a bit more of a border. We'll do some party tiles in the corners. Alright, we'll make it feel like a party in here. I mean, we need lamps, of course. I don't have power here yet, but we will get power here. Alright, the Zen Garden has begun. Throw multicolored things on the belts. That's an idea. We can make the lamps different colors too. Oh, we could do that thing where the lights go around in a circle. Alright, the Zen Garden has begun. Do those show up on the map? No, they don't. So that's the other reason I do like the method that we use for Twitch subs, is that you can see it on the map view. It actually looks pretty good. Whereas if you use text plates, it just doesn't look like anything. But this will be nice to have the Zen Garden for special for patrons. Flora spoilage gets in the way of that? Yeah, it does. It'll just become a belt of biomass, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the gift subs. Hugely appreciated. Thank you, thank you. And Valorant coming in hot with the extra gift sub. All right, what did I run out of? I guess we need more iron for chests. But yeah, thank you for that gift sub. Very appreciated. I should probably just automate chests. It's not that hard. I can just do that right here, and then I don't have to worry about it. Alright, this is where I'm gonna grab, I know this seems ridiculous, even more inserters, but I already know we're gonna need an absurd amount, right? Because we're doing 36, I don't know why I closed this block, we had never actually built it. We're gonna need 36 boilers, each of which have 4 inserters, right? Because we have, I'm gonna also bring power up here for the lights. But yeah, the 4 inserted, we need 2 in for rockall and 2 out. Unless I use diagonal inserters, or whatever you call them, corner inserters maybe is the word for it. I need more lamps as well. Where are lamp? I love lamp, but oh, I don't have glass. I had glass in my inventory. Did I dump it in the dump chest? I might have. Anyway, 36 boilers is gonna look pretty crazy. Okay, so if we do this, seems great on paper. Problem becomes dealing with the sheer amounts of raw coal and ash. This is actually perfect. This is just under 3 full belts, and that'll be 12 for 1 full belt. So that's pretty nice. J7, we'll do it between episodes. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Okay, so we're gonna have these things. I don't think this is gonna work. The bots don't seem to understand the pathing of squeak through very well. Cause yeah, this could work. No, I don't think this could ever work. I guess I could space them out like this, but even then that doesn't really, yeah. Okay, so then the other idea obviously has to do with advanced fluid handling. You know, we can use things like that, or even this might be the easiest, because then we've got, I mean, this is the simplest. I can just dump onto a belt of ash in the middle and not worry about it. So ash belt comes out the middle, coal belt can snake around a set of 12 so that I don't have to use splitters, because we don't have splitters. So that should do it. How does steam get out? It's in these. So then on the end we attach, you know, something like this. So something like this works. So then we'll need, so that's 8. So we only need 12 for 1 full belt. So this is 1 full belt then. And then I just copy that. I guess we need 1 space for the ash to get out. Like that. So then we should be able to get the ash out the bottom of these. Whoa. That was weird. Did I click in the wrong spot? I swear I clicked there. Or sorry, I swear I clicked here, but it built the underground there. I don't know what just happened there. I might have, did I move right before I clicked? That was weird. Yeah, currently these are 2 disconnected lines of steam. All right, so then 3 of these raw coals are just going straight into there. I wonder how many belts we've already placed in this run through. We can look at that. 6.7 thousand. All right. I did it wrong. We did it very wrong. We forgot to filter ash. Now, I knew this was a problem because I've run into this before. I just didn't remember. All right. That should fix that. And now we're gonna have another ash mountain. This is gonna be, I don't even know what to do with this. We have no, yes, we can get rid of ash, but not easily. Eventually you'll get to the point where you want more ash. We're not at that point. But it's used as an ingredient in a lot of things. Yeah, eventually you get a recipe that allows you to just throw it in a, what is it? You mix it with air and it just turns into basically, what is it? Flue gas or something. That's very nice. But we're not there yet. So for now, what are we gonna do? Oh yeah. Yeah, burners also work, but the problem is you have to fuel them, which is a little inefficient. I don't think we have any ash recipes yet, right? I mean, we have it helps make logs. Oh, we do. We do have ash separation. This is worse than it looks, because this already stacks to 1,000, and if you get 50 coal dust back, that's still half a stack, which you're turning one stack into half a stack. That's not densifying it very much. Yeah. This one, what the heck? When did they, why is the icon wrong? That's really weird. Has icon always been this way? Did they not change the icon to match? Interesting. Anyway, rich clay, once we have logistic science, this is the one I was talking about, also needs logistic science. Ash plus air, because you can get pressurized air anywhere just using a pressure pump. So that one's really easy to delete ash, but yeah, for now we're gonna have to store this. And this is gonna generate the most absurd, oh my god. $160,000 per hour. Oh no. I may have gone too big. What's funny is, like, I don't mind all the rest of it, but just dealing with this amount of ash is like no joke. All right, we'll probably have to call it an episode here because we're getting low on time. But in the next episode, we will begin dealing with this absurd amount of ash, and won't that be fun? I'll keep streaming. If you're here live, don't go anywhere. But for those of you from the future YouTube recordings, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.